Hello, and you are all very welcome to our coverage of the Pro Stage from EWS Loudenveille, the final round of the 2022 season, the 10th season of Enduro World Series racing. We're at the Pyrenees Bike Festival for the second year in a row, and this morning's stage really typical of the course here in the southwest of France, in that some bits are familiar and others are brand new and have had a lot of work. Heavy overnight rain has led to some tricky, patchy conditions out in the stage today. The 2.4 kilometres of Kern was as unpredictable as it was technical. As you can see, the conditions getting the best of some of the best in the world today. Ella Connolly in amongst them. Joining me in the booth for this one is Josh Carlson, and we're going to look at the three fastest times from today. Starting with Noga Karem. Josh, third place today for Noga, 11 seconds back. Impressed with this one?
Very impressed. She's come into the final round of the season with a bit of fire in the belly, and to put a solid result down here today in this Loudenveille Pro Stage was a great start to her weekend. Yeah, she's got a bit of form with this Noga actually, ending the seasons, really growing into them, ending them strongly. Her best result of the year so far was at EWS Cron Montana last time out, where she took 5th place there. Former world number 2, heading back up their rankings. And she's right behind ALN in the overall points battle, so it's all to play for in this weekend. Coming into form in this final race, it's been a long season. A lot of riders are injured, they're tired. She navigated some of these turns at the top fantastically. She was carrying great speed, really fast, really smooth. Kind of the Noga that we're used to of the years past. Yeah, just under 2.5 kilometres here of Kern. And this is this climb up to the final section, the final plunge down towards the line. This is the famous gully we saw so much of last season. Savage in the wet here today. There was some pretty diabolical conditions through there. After that steep, punchy climb into the slippery bridge to the finish line, sprinting all the way. Great result.
Down the line with 6:45.
So stoked. I was a little bit in shock when I got to the bottom because, I felt pretty slow on the stage. And before the start, I forgot my helmet at the house. So luckily the boys were quick enough to bring it over. So I was definitely awake and, super, super stoked. My best result this year in the stage. So, and some of it was dry and good. Some of it was very wet. So, it was hard to predict, but I enjoyed it. Felt a little bit like a passenger, but I really enjoyed it.
There we go, felt a bit like a passenger, mixed conditions. Isabeau Courdurier on her way to what may well be the second title, second fastest time today. And Josh, you heard Noga say there as well, just a real mixed bag of terrain on the way down here. Some very, very wet bits, some very dry bits.
Yeah, I think that rain just played havoc on today's course with so many exposed bits up high here. There's plenty of roots and rocks mixed in. As we get down into the deep, dark woods here, you can see some of the dirt's quite good. Some of the riders are actually riding with real good aggression, but as Noga said, they were passengers at some point, and Isabeau handled it pretty well. This section in particular claimed so many scalps today.
So that line, there's a drop on the left, and then you sort of duck under a tree and hook round the left-hand side of it. And as you can see, all those roots coming out. We rode this stage earlier in the week, and it was pretty much perfect, but already you can see looking pretty beaten up.
And first stage of the weekend here, like for these riders to drop in after it being so dry, and then the rain overnight, they really didn't have a gauge on how to attack this stage, whether they come in full noise, whether they kind of play it smart. And being passenger obviously worked out for Noga. Worked pretty well for Isabeau here.
Oh, Isabeau, 545 points to the good ahead of Morgan Schar in the title race. It would take some kind of absolutely monumental disaster, you feel, for her to lose this title. It's very much the fish is in the boat at the minute, but we should be happy with this today.
I think so. I mean, of course she would like to come out and win every stage, but the championship's right there for the taking. She's got one more day to go. It is going to rain. It's already been raining this afternoon after this pro stage, and with how treacherous this stage was, to get through safe, unscathed, reasonably clean. She's still in second place, and it's all to play for tomorrow.
Yeah, I should point out why we're watching Isabeau make fantastic work off the bottom of the stage. Here is that climax. You're on board now. You can see an absolute lung buster. But it is currently raining as we're recording this, so tomorrow's course could look completely different again.
This whole section here, when the riders tackle it tomorrow, they would have seen it today, but tomorrow there'll be another couple of hundred. The EWS 100 riders have already attacked this course. There'll be more riders racing it in front of Isabeau and our top 30 men, so it's going to change a lot. It's going to get slipperier, it's going to get gnarlier, and the riders are really going to have to earn it to finish this 2022 season.
Safely through the gully section now, and this little tricky little final punch before the bridge, over the main road and down into the race village.
Harder than it looks, like a bit of rain on this grass. grass turns down the bottom here, already being a bit tired, it can really come unstuck in these last couple of corners.
Isabeau then down the line with a 640.2 today. A good start to the weekend that may see her leave with another world title.
It was pretty wild with the conditions this morning, very slippery, so I tried to stay smooth, but at the beginning I was just too tense, and I kind of relaxed towards the end and got like, let's say, a smoother run. Super happy with second place. My goal for this weekend is clearly to try to stay on my bike and just ride smooth and consistent, so I'll try to stick to that.
Here we are then, the fastest time today. Morgan Schär with a 6:34.2, the winner of the pro stage. Mathematically, at least, she still stands a chance of taking that title. And Josh, first out of the gate today, great result.
Great result. She looked fantastic in the middle section of corners that I saw up there, which were very, very hard for these riders to navigate. She was aggressive. She carried great exit speed out of every single turn that I saw. And for her, the pressure's kind of off. She's here to race. If she wins, rides well, happy days. But seconds in the bag, it's going to take a huge task. She has to do nothing but win to try and get this.
Oh, just getting over that drop line there, Morgan. Oh, if you're going to talk about stages that suit Morgan Schär, flat pedals, really aggressive, big smile on her face the whole way down this one.
True story, and Pivot's also leading the teams category here this weekend, so she could be walking away with 2 championships. Well, she's in the running for 2 championships. We can see if she can come away with second place overall. She's already catching a rider
in front. That's Bex Barona, who I think had already been off at this stage.
Bex had a hugie at the top of that drop, actually snapped her rotor off her hub, which is pretty dramatic, and she was lucky to make it all the way down.
I've done that before, it certainly felt dramatic. Round there, through safely goes Schär. Just taking a wee dab there. Tripod's not a crime. Again, a big fan of that myself. Straight down into this really steep section. Camera doesn't do it justice. It's like a wall dropping into this final section.
And this entire stage just feeds it to you the whole way down. It's corner after corner after corner, and all these steep, gnarly route sections can really add up towards the bottom of these stages. And for one stage in one day on Saturday for our pro stage, it's a very physical start. And these riders can make it or break it leading into their weekends.
Look at the speed of Morgan through there.
Pumping her way through this massive pedal. This hurts to watch, let alone to pedal and drop into the final rocky section down here. Sprinting all the way over the line. Really good speed into that lower section.
Into this gully now. This gully section opens up. This is where we saw lined with fans last time out. You can bet that tomorrow's run of the stage, it will be packed once more.
Whoa, those big sideways routes out of those corners, that's what's really going to catch these riders out, especially with the treacherous conditions coming in tomorrow.
It's those big silvery ones you want absolutely nothing to do with them. Into the gully now.
Ignore your front brake, take that thing off and just hope for the best. Arms are on fire coming down to this final section. Then as you come back down through the caravan park, plenty of sprints to finish. This is going to be wild and loose tomorrow to watch these riders coming down for the final stage. And it's not over. From here down, there's almost a good part of 1 minute left to go before you come over the bridge.
Morgan Schär over the line then, the fastest pro woman today. A good start, 6:34.2.
It was really fun. I kind of struggled to get into like the right mindset at the top, but then as soon as I dropped in, it was just, so much fun. And I think with the flat pedals, it was just the best for this one because it was quite slippery, and I really enjoyed it. It was good.
There we have it then. Morgan Schär leads away from Cordelier Carême. Melanie Pujan, the reigning champion, up in 4th. Hattie Harnden going for that 3rd place in the overall in 5th. Becky Cooks up in 6th. Jess Stone up in 7th. Johnny Prudkova and Rafaela Richter round out the top 10. Now, the 3rd fastest pro man today, Charlie Murray from Specialized. Josh, an absolutely great ride from the Kiwi.
Great ride from the Kiwi. He is finishing the season off super strong. Back into the form that we saw last year. Last year's Charlie Murray taking his first ever podium. So to finish off the year here with a 3rd place on our last pro stage, going into tomorrow, it's going to fill him full of confidence. And these conditions suit Charlie. He just held on to that one. And if he got 3rd with a mistake like that, what's going to happen if he cleans himself up for tomorrow? So it's great to see him start off the weekend strong, be riding well, and carrying good speed on this pretty technical track here this afternoon.
Josh, tricky conditions like this, just on clipping, tricky conditions like this, is it about being just comfortable with making those mistakes and not sweating it too much?
I think you have to roll with the punches. Everyone's going to make a mistake like this. Like, the track is hectic, absolutely scorching over the top of that climb. You're going to make mistakes. You've got to accept that. But as long as you can carry on, move forward and keep pushing, you know, those little mistakes mean you're riding on the limit. Sometimes when you're not making mistakes, launches the whole bridge. Go on, Charlie.
Over the line then at 5:45. Charlie Murray in the third place today.
Yeah, today was wild. Really happy to get down in third, and it was a wild ride, like sliding, clipping trees, but managed just to keep it going in a straight line. So, yeah, got down unscathed, so happy with that. The course was way more slippery than I expected. That rain, it didn't rain too much, but just the roots just had enough to get slick.
Here we are then. This was a huge ride. Jesse Melamed, second place today. The title leader, the man stood on the cusp of his first ever Enduro World Series overall title. Canada expects. And riding sore, but big attack on this one, Josh.
Huge attack. For him to come out with a second place, he was so unsure this week about how he would feel on the bike, if he could ride the bike, but the World Championship is on the line. He can't just give it away. He's here to battle. He put in a fantastic ride today. He, in his own words, this was smooth and calm and collected. So he just tried to ride the main line with confidence. He is nuking. Look at this footage. That is calm Jesse. Imagine what chaotic Jesse looks like. So this is a good sign for this weekend. He's got his head switched on. He'll be confident with this ride. He's riding well. And again, like we said before, maybe that calm kind of attitude and riding the main line, maybe it's an effective setup heading into this weekend, knowing how hard these conditions are.
The Rocky Mountain Race Face team, some of the most experienced heads in Enduro World Series racing. Look, the roots down through here. Just then neat and tidy, but no more. They've kept him away from the bike too much. I know he rode limited amounts in practice. He looked quite stiff and sort of not that comfortable on the bike, and he stitches in the back of a hand. He's basically any bit of surface area is banged up and bruised after that huge one at EWS Crom Montana.
And he looks like he has been wrestling with a Canadian Grizzly. He's got scratches all down his back. He's super stiff. Do not high-five the man. He needs...
I gave him a back slap earlier and instantly regretted it. Yeah, he winced, but it didn't seem to affect him today.
She'll be right. Looked like it did him a bunch of favours as he's still ripping through this section. And this is, this is where, if you want it, he's going to have to reach out and grab it. He can't just give it to Richie. Richie's going to be battling with everything he has. Jesse is staring down the barrel of his first ever World Championship series here. And to kickstart it off with a second place in the pro stage, great way to get things going.
You mentioned Richie Rude, another man in pain as well after Crom Montana. And he finished today down in 15th. Jesse Melamed, he posted on social media straight afterwards, job one done. He's talking like a champion.
He is talking like a champion, and he's really riding with that mature head that we've seen Jesse grow into over these last couple of years. Now, Richie's been here before. He's won championships. He's been in these high-pressure situations. Jesse Melamed with
That's
a high
classic
line.
Melamed through there.
Yeah, calm, cool, collected, no worries.
Fine.
Richie knows what he has to do. He'll be out for glory tomorrow. He did have a hugie in Crans Montana, so he's got that on his mind. But tomorrow he should be able to ride freely because, he's got nothing to lose. He's in second place. If he wins, he wins. If not, it is what it is. It's up to Jesse to pull it together. Jesse's already got first blood.
Look at the front wheel fighting all the way up this climb because of the power that's going into the back wheel.
Go on, Jesse. Look at him go. It's impressive to watch, and it's impressive to watch Jesse ride so calmly. I mean, look at this. These scenes are outrageous coming down through these rocks.
No one rides a mountain bike like Jesse Melamed. Full commitment through the gully. Whoa!
Almost ran right out of talent through the rocks there. That would have definitely left him wide-eyed, but he made it.
That'll be tugging those stitches all right through there as he heads now towards that final bridge.
It'll be hectic in the rain tomorrow.
Oh.
Will he jump it? Is Charlie Murray the only one to jump it? No, come on, Jesse. Bit of a huck.
Yut.
Oh.
No.
It was on the ground.
Yeah, you see, he's clever.
That's why he beat Charlie.
There we go, Jesse down the line with 5:41.9 and a great start to what might be a title-winning race.
Probably perfect for that stage. It was really blown out, really slick, and I just felt like the whole time, even though I was going like a consistent pace, I didn't really make many big mistakes. Definitely tons of feet out, but kept my momentum. I think that was the biggest thing. But so hard to know how to race. I was like, I don't know anything but going fast. So I was dropping into the stage, and I was like, okay, I'm cruising the top because it was really slick, and I was like, I have no idea if this is fast or not, and I was like, I just want to not make mistakes, so I was really keyed in on hitting every corner perfectly, when it was just a small rut, and worked out. Second is, I have a problem going slow, so I'm not too surprised, but I'm just really happy to start the weekend off with a really good stage. I was kind of hoping not to have the pro stage just so I didn't have to maybe do bad in the pro stage and have a whole day to think about it. So good start. hopefully it dries up because that was treacherous.
There we go, a problem going slow and a hell of a mullet, but fastest time today, Ewan Deneau, your teammate, Josh.
Yoon, what a result. This guy has been on fire the last couple of races, last couple of rounds since Whistler, since earlier in the year, and to see him put it together here in France, in his home country, at a course that he performed well at last year. So 1 down, 5 to go tomorrow for Big Uni.
There's something has changed. Look at this, visibly quicker through this top section. I wonder if this is where he did the damage, but something's visibly changed with Ewan. You know, he used to be quite sort of nervous at the top. He used to be sort of very much in his own head, but really chilled out today. And look at the speed he carried into that one.
And there's a lot going on. You know, a lot of these French riders in particular, they've ridden at this track before. The French are very passionate, and Yoon in particular wants to make it happen at this round. He had a couple of disappointing stages over the last couple of rounds, especially last weekend. Had a really close opportunity for a podium spot or at least a top 5. Small little mistake on that pretty hectic stage 4, as many riders did. Luckily, he walked away with no trouble. Roaring up that climb. His fitness has improved dramatically this year, and he is really looking like the wild man that is talented, fast, fit, and ready to put down a podium performance and maybe even stand on top of it here this weekend.
Off the bridge then and over the line with a 5:38. One of the biggest runs of Ewan Deneau's career, and he's in the pole position.
Here in France, it's special. I have my family for the first time since like 3 or 4 years in EWS. I'm really stoked to have my family and friends here, and also did well. So, but no rush. 5 more tomorrow, and stay focused for that, and finish the season strong. Happy with that. Let's go.
There we go, some serious focus on the right smile there. And Ewan Deneau takes the pro stage win ahead of Melamed Murray. Labreu up in 4th as well. Rudeau, Jondal, Jack Moyer in 7th. Camoin, May and Secondi round out the top 10. There you have it then, folks. No points are awarded until the end of racing tomorrow night, of course, but the pro women's remains fascinating. Morgan Schar starting the weekend exactly as she needed to. In the pro men's, Richie Root has lost ground, and Jesse Melamed has struck the first blow in what promises to be a spell-binding title fight. Don't forget, you'll be able to catch up on all the action and find exactly what went down here from the EWS Loudenveille at the Pyrenees Bike Festival just as soon as we can bring it to you tomorrow evening. Thanks for watching.